So you're thinking about a move to Long Beach, California. Hi, I'm Sharon with Sharon Armstrong Homes and Compass, and today we're going to be looking at the surrounding area for Dorado Park Estates. We're going to jump into the Google map. We're going to see, what proximity we are to shopping, what proximity we are to the ocean, are the freeways close, answering all those kinds of questions. If you're interested in moving to Long Beach into a great area with great schools, maybe Dorado Park Estates is for you. So stick around, we're getting to it right now.
Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. We are talking about Dorado Park Estates today. We're going to jump into the Google map, take a look around so you can see what's in the area, what's nearby, what's close, just to give you an idea of, if this is the kind of neighborhood that you want to be in, right? Because we got to do our homework on this stuff and we have it all at our fingertips. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. And I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to be, like I said, looking at Dorado Park Estates itself. Of course, we're going to be talking about Dorado Regional Park, which is its namesake. But let's take a look at the actual neighborhood itself first. This is it here. As you can see, it's a little highlighted, right? We actually on the north side here, Ring Street is the last residential street in Dorado Park Estates. And actually, this is where the Long Beach city border is as well. To this side here on the east, it's the 605 freeway. And then Spring Street is your border on the south, and to the west, it's Norwalk Boulevard. So Norwalk Boulevard turns into Los Alamitos Boulevard as we get down here into Orange County. So this is kind of the geographic layout of Dorado Park Estates. It's kind of this lopsided triangle or rectangle, if you will. You have a lot of stuff nearby. Like there's a shopping center right over here. There's a grocery outlet. There's Goodwill. There's Dollar Tree. There's some other, just not a massive shopping center here. But the other side of Bloomfield here, there's a Ralph's, and there's some restaurants, and Baskin Robbins is over here. And then you're getting into Cypress, obviously, but you're super close to a lot of really convenient things. Let's talk about Dorado Regional Park itself. As you can see, look at all this green. It's huge, huge, huge park. And it's wonderful because there's not everything's, how should I say, developed or landscaped. There's lots of just open space and just green grass with pine trees, which I personally think is awesome. If you want to just grab a book and go be by yourself and sit in the sun or find a shady tree or whatever, you can do that. And there's just lots and lots of open space. A lot of people walk their dogs out there. And there's lots of things that the park itself has to offer. So let's just start here, actually at the northernmost section. And this is going to be the north side of Wardlow. Little insider note, you cannot enter the park on Wardlow. There are exits, so there's exits, but you cannot go in to the park on Wardlow. You have to enter on Spring Street, just so you know. Lots of people, I'll see them as I'm driving, I'm on Wardlow, and I can see people like slowing down when they get to like this little inlet, like they're looking for a way to get in. You can't get in there. So anyway, these white lines that you see on this section, in this section of the park on the north side of Spring Street, these are walking bike paths basically. And they're great. They go quite a ways. Lots of people run or ride their bikes or whatever along their cement. So, if you have a stroller or you need a hard surface, it's a great way to get out into nature. There are lakes. Obviously, you can fish, I believe, I'm not sure if it's only designated lakes, but I know you can fish there. No swimming, obviously, but you can fish there. And also, this little section up here, I believe you can rent out, at least I know you used to be able to rent it out for birthday parties. There's playgrounds. There's also like this section over here that's all open and you don't see anything. There's a model plane like airplane field, and people go there and fly all their airplanes. So that's kind of fun. As you get down over into here on the other side of Wardlow, again, most of this is just open. This is actually the ranger station here. This is the entrance where you can go in either to this section of the park, and then if you want to get in over here, you just drive under the bridge here, and then you can get over into this section. Like I said, you can exit there on Wardlow, but you can't enter. You can also go on this side and be at the Nature Center section, which we'll get to in a second. But I do just kind of want to talk about this section really quickly while we're here. So here there is a, it's like a frontier land sort of place for kids. You can take your kids on a train ride. I believe they have like bouncy houses and just kind of like spaces that you can rent for birthday parties. So it's kind of a neat little fun place for kids. Again, there's these, lakes and ponds everywhere and little creeks and rivers that are not always full, depending on how much rain we've had. But it's really pretty and open space, as you can see, and just a really nice place to go relax or to take the kids and do a picnic or whatever you want to do. This section you have to pay to get into, as well as the Nature Center section of the park. There are sections of the park that you don't have to pay for parking. That would be over here off of Studebaker, just so you know. So this tends to get a little more crowded, but this section, because you have to pay, it's a little less crowded. So it depends on what your vibe is, right? I do want to talk about the Nature Center. The Nature Center is fabulous. It is just a section of the park that is devoted to a natural landscape. It's not mowed. It's all, California native plants, and it's really lovely. There are different sections of trails. One of them is a 1/4 mile cement path. So if you have a stroller or someone who needs a hard service, you can still kind of get out amongst the trees. It's bordering a lake, so they have like a little wooden deck like outlook on a lake, and it's really just a nice quick walk through the trees. There's also a 1 mile path, a dirt path, and then there's a 2 mile loop, and if you want to go longer, just keep looping. But you really do feel like you're in nature. The trees are very mature. They've been there for 50 plus years. And it really has its own little ecosystem. There's fish, of course, ducks. Not that there's geese. I've never noticed geese in there, but of course, insects, birds, coyotes, rabbit. You name it, it's its own little world. And even though you are relatively close to the freeway and, Willow or even Spring Street, when you're in here, you don't notice it or hear it. Now and then you'll hear the freeway. Like when you're over here, if you're over in this section walking, this is kind of where the 2 mile is back here. You are going to hear this off ramp and maybe some of Willow, but they have it designed very well so that the trees block a lot of the noise, and it's very brief the time that you actually hear the cars anyway. Overall, they did an amazing job, and there's little hills and really just a lovely place to go take a walk. And there's an actual building in here right when you get in. Oh, that's not it. Those are condos. Let me know if you're interested in a condo. That's the map. But before you get to this, there is a building here, and it has kind of like live bugs and little terrariums and some frogs and things like that, if your kids want to go in and take a look at that. And there's a little gift shop where you can buy, t-shirts and hats and things like that. But I go there quite often because I buy parking pass. So parking passes for people under 50, I believe, is $65 a year. And if you're over 50 like me, you can get it for way less. I think it's like $35, which is worth every penny, because I will tell you, even if you don't go to the Nature Center, which I go to the Nature Center as much as I can, if you are a dog owner, there is a dog park here, and you can just pay that $35 to $65 a year, as opposed to paying $5 to $7 to enter the park. On weekdays it's $5, and on weekends it's $7, and go to the dog park. And a lot of people do that, right? If you live nearby, it's super easy to just pop over there and do that. So I would encourage you to look into that. Let's talk really quick about these other sections. So here's the softball and baseball areas. There's tennis. There is, oh man, so much stuff. The library is over here, like I mentioned. There's a disc golf course here. As you get further down into here, there's a duck pond, which they're actually repairing right now. They have it all closed off, and I believe they drained it, and they're just kind of making sure that they just need to they need to clean it out, right? It'd been there for years, and I think they just wanted everything fresh and new and to get the water, cleaner and things like that. So that's a really terrific place to go. Also, you also have the El Dorado Park golf course here. Just tons and tons of stuff to do. So let's talk about some of the other surrounding areas. You have, of course, the Long Beach Airport, which is right here. And so if you live over here in El Dorado Park Estates, the Long Beach Airport is very close. Literally, it's a 10 or 15 minute Uber drive. So I would highly encourage you to consider that if you are looking at traveling. The Long Beach Airport is a great place to do that. You can also, go down here to Orange County Airport, of course, but this is much, much closer. LAX is not that far either. Just a hop, skip, and a jump on the 405 or the 105 is going to get you there. And that's pretty easy to access as well. If you want to go down into Long Beach from El Dorado Park Estates, the traffic circle is here. And now you're here into downtown. You have East Village with shopping on 4th Street. And, the marinas here, Naples, Belmont Shore, Bluff Park, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff that's super, super close. The other thing that you can do is kind of go down into Orange County here. You're really, really close. And go into Rossmore. There's shops down there, of course. There's Target. Oh my goodness, there's so much. There's a Ralph's. There's a CVS. There's Islands, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, all kinds of stuff down in here. And that's all actually really, really close, very, very close. So we go over here to the Joint Forces Air Base for fireworks every year because it's also super close. And then just keep in mind too, this is Seal Beach Boulevard, which is, straight shot from where El Dorado Park Estates is. And this will take you straight to the water. So you're very, very close to the ocean as well. And again, down into Huntington Beach is down here, Sunset Beach. You got the pier. I mean, so much. So I hope that's all been super helpful. And, of course, feel free to reach out if there's any way I can be of service to you. If you're considering a sale or a purchase, I'm around to help you in the Long Beach area and surrounding cities. I do a lot in Cypress, Los Alamitos, Rossmore areas, Lakewood. So feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help you. And thank you so much for joining me today.